Hi, everyone. I'm Andrew Pezzelli, the Assistant Sports Information Director here at Salve Regina, joined by Kevin Gilmartin, the head coach of our football team. Kevin, glad to have you on and talk a little NFL football here on a Sunday.
Absolutely, always excited. With this Super Bowl Sunday, what better day can we ask for? I mean, it's the pinnacle of the NFL season. So it stinks that there's only one game and then we're done for the next season. But we've got to enjoy today.
Yeah, I think a lot of people weren't sure if we were going to get here or not, but we're here. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Hard to believe. And believe it or not, there is a Salve football connection to this game. A former player of yours, Francis Spencer, graduated class of 2015, played for you. He's now an account executive with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Talk about Francis. What do you remember from him as a person, as a player, and talk about his success that he's experienced here off the field.
Yeah, no, Francis, Frank the Bod, I don't know whatever we called him. He was all over the map on that. He was an offensive lineman for us. Awesome person, awesome player. More of a for the team. Actually, he was more like a sixth man offensive lineman, trying to get on the field kind of thing. But always giving you full effort. That kind of personality that you always want on a team. The guy that's big heart, that's always working. And he took that mentality. And he decided he wanted to get into, professional sports. And so when he was applying for jobs, he actually his first job that got offered was with the Tampa Bay Bucks. He was in for a couple of things, but the Tampa Bay Bucks is the job that he took. So he's been down there for the whole time, and he's moved up the ranks. And the cool thing is, as we were talking, I was like, well, are you going to be able to go to the first playoff game? Because that was against the Saints. And he was like, nah, I'm not going to be able to get to that one, which kind of stunk. But then he was able to go to the championship game. They took him for that because they don't take everybody for all of them because of COVID protocols. But he was able to go to the Packers and watch that game, at the stadium and everything. And then obviously, with the Super Bowl being in Tampa Bay Stadium or whatever it is, Joe Robbie Stadium now, he's going to be at that one as well. So it's a pretty great experience. And we couldn't be prouder for him. Moving up in the Tampa Bay Bucks front offices there.
I was going to ask, how much have you guys stayed in touch throughout the years? And if there weren't a pandemic year, would Francis be inundated with Salve Football family requests for tickets?
I'm sure. Well, he's got tons of friends. And so, I mean, he was real close with a lot of guys in his class. And he still is. I know they all talk to him a bunch of times. And I see pictures with a bunch of guys together. And so I'm sure a bunch of them would have been trying to definitely get together, if not to at least try to work their way into the stadium. But I'm not sure about this year.
This matchup in the Super Bowl, the Buccaneers and the Kansas City Chiefs, Tom Brady versus Pat Mahomes, a great quarterback matchup. And to help us kind of break down this matchup, I'm going to bring in two Salve Football quarterbacks. So let's welcome to the show Max Yates and Jack Maguire. Fellas, how you doing? How excited are you for this game and the battle of the quarterbacks, Brady versus Mahomes? Two guys who pretty different playing styles, but have both experienced tremendous amounts of success. Brady, we know. Mahomes, early in his career, but already incredibly successful. Max, I'll let you go first. What makes these guys successful?
Well, I think both of them have a lot of experience playing quarterback, which helps out a lot. Specifically Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he has a weird, uncanny ability to not fold under pressure. I think he plays almost better from behind. And, I mean, any play could be a touchdown to Tyreek Hill. It could be like a 50-yard bomb. So that's pretty good for him. And I think he does a great job in their offense with Coach Andy Reid. So I think that's what makes him good is he plays well within their offense, doesn't do anything too crazy. But if he has to, he has that improvisation skill that helps him out a lot.
Are you telling me he plays within the system? I mean, the guy makes underhand throws. He goes on the run. He spins out of it.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what I think. Here's my
organized chaos, Kevin.
Right.
Organized chaos. Andy Reid does a great job of letting him do what he wants when he rolls out. I think I watch him drop back and he doesn't even take a drop back. He just backpedals and waits for the route concepts to go open. So I think probably their coordinators and stuff like that tell him hey, this is a longer developing play. You can sit back in the pocket, pick and choose and make a move and stuff like that. So I think he plays well in their system knowing that, hey, buy some time. Tyreek Hill's probably going to be open in about 3 or 4 seconds, so just throw it as far as you can and let's let Tyreek Hill run underneath it. So that's what I meant. Clarify.
Real quick, sorry, Jack, but Kevin, as a coach, I mean, if you have a player that can do that, I'm sure the first time a guy throws a no-look pass or he's shuffling with his left hand, underhand, and 30 yards into the middle of the field, you're like, all right, listen, don't be taking risks like that. But if a guy is a Pat Mahomes and he keeps making these plays and it's not a fluke, it's just his ability, at what point do you decide, you know what, I'm turning you loose. Go ahead, do it. Go make a play no matter what. Full faith.
I'm sure they've done it in practices. Probably the first time he did the no look wasn't on game day. It might have been in practice once or twice, and they found out that he could do it and he had that ability. And so you don't put a square into a circle. You let the players be players and let them be the athletes that they are. Jack Maguire, one of his first starts against Dean, he was being tackled and he kind of flipped the ball out to Robert Gomes. Wasn't the textbook throw, but he got the pass off. It went it was about 2 yards, but it was smooth, and then Robbie Gomes ran for about 15, 20 yards. So he got it done in that situation. Let the athletes be the athletes.
Quarterbacks love the yak. A guy that lived off yak, and obviously a guy that does not throw no-look passes or passes sprinting all around the field. Tom Brady's a much different quarterback, Jack. Talk about what makes him successful.
Definitely. Well, I agree with Max. Mahomes is one of the better playmakers we've seen in our age, but I think it's almost the passing of the torch from Brady to Mahomes. Brady's ruled this league for the past 20 years, continues to rule it, and now it's the new day and age, the new type of quarterback coming in like Pat Mahomes, the running gun type of guy. So it'll be a fun matchup to watch.
Who do you guys think is going to win and why? We'll start again with you.
Kevin
just has got to call it all out. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah. So you said the passing of the torch. So Brady is passing the torch to Mahomes. Brady's just giving up in this game.
We're in the process of it. Brady's still got 3 or 4 more years in him, but
right.
it's a slow transition to the new age.
Right.
It's a big moment. It's a big moment, right? Because usually, like cross sport, everybody compares LeBron, Michael Jordan. LeBron never got to play Michael Jordan. Not really. Yeah. 1 year they crossed over. Brady didn't play with Montana. He played with Manning, who he's surpassed. But now you'd think Mahomes would be, coming for Brady once Brady has already retired. Well, his legacy is crossing into that. So that's what makes it incredible with this matchup, passing of the torch. It could be. It's either Mahomes starting his real ascension or Brady kind of saying, hey there, young guy. Easy. I'm still top dog. So
go ahead, Max. You tell us who's going to win the game and why.
Well, I'll tell you why. Here's who I'm picking. I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs. 2 reasons. One, I'm an American, and I'm an American team fan, so I'm a Cowboys fan, and I absolutely despise the Patriots because they think they're America's team. So I'm going with the Chiefs in that. That's reason number 1. Reason number 2 is because just like last year in the fourth quarter, Mahomes, it was not a crazy, offensive game, but Mahomes just wheeled one out to Tyreek Hill for 50 yards on that play. I watched the mic'd up. He was like, we got wasp. Like one play like that can change, entire Super Bowl. And it looks like, pretty much any play can be like that. So then you focus on stopping Tyreek Hill. And, oh, by the way, you got probably arguably the best tight end in the league, Travis Kelce, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire is pretty good, so I think Andy Reid's going to dial it up. And, I want the Patriots to really suffer knowing that they let go the best quarterback of all time. And they thought he was a quote unquote system quarterback. So I'm going Chiefs. Roll Chiefs, baby.
What do you say, Jack?
I'm going to have to disagree on that one. I'm going to have to go with my roots, stick with Tom Brady. He's been the quarterback in New England my entire life. We've watched 9 Super Bowls, won 6 of them. I don't think the Pats claim to be America's team. I just think everyone knows we're the best team in America. So everyone hates us. But no, I think Brady will manage the game. I think there'll be some big plays both ways, but I think the Bucks will win.
Kevin, what do you think? Do you agree with these guys' assessment? Who do you think is going to win this game?
Well, I'm always going to agree with them, but I'm going to counter with some of their statements. Well, first off, one of the things that you said was, when you were talking about the passing of the torch, you talked about, how Brady played Manning and how he's beat Manning and everything. But, when you look back at it, and you got to remember, Brady's been to 10 Super Bowls. Okay, this is number 10. He's 6-3 against them. But against Manning in the Super Bowl, he's 0-2.
That's true. Okay? I guess we have to specify the Mannings. That is true. That is true. Valid point, Kevin.
And you could go to the championship games as well. Brady's been to 13 championship games against Manning. He's 1-2. Twice against the Colts, and then once when he was with the Broncos. So the Mannings have crushed young Brady. Okay, and
that's two guys. You can't combine two guys against one. That's not fair.
That's football. That's football. They're always double teams.
That's what these shows are for. So this game, Kevin, how do you think this Super Bowl plays out?
I hope it. I mean, the first game that they played was at week 12 or week 13. I can't remember what it was, but it was 27-24. How about that? It was like the Chiefs came out and they were burning. They blew them out of the water. I think Tyreek Hill had like 200 yards in the first half, and then let the Bucs back in. So the Chiefs took it off, or did the Bucs pile it back up? And so I think it's going to be an exciting football game. I think the final score is going to be 43-28. I think there's going to be a lot of points out there, but at the same time, I think just like he couldn't beat a Manning. The word starts with an M-A. You can't beat a Mahomes. So the torch is passed, and the torch is moving on.
Yes.
I'm for one. I'm picking Tampa Bay. I feel it's hard to pick against TB in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady trying to get his 7th, Tampa Bay trying to get their 2nd and go 2-0. It just kind of feels like the narrative is that the old man, the wily veteran, is going to find a way to stop the young buck from ascending and taking his crown. Quarterback Mount Everest gets a little bit taller after this weekend, but I think we'll all agree it's going to be a great game. If it's not, I think we'll all be disappointed. We expect this to be a show, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm very excited for it. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope the Bucs win. I'm obviously rooting for the Bucs with Tom Brady and Francis Spencer and everything. But at the same time, for the picks, I had to go with the Chiefs. But I think this is going to be a great one. I mean, you got two great quarterbacks and a lot of other great players that are going to be flying around out there. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait for it later today.
Awesome. Fellas, thank you for coming on, joining me here today, kind of priming this game, bringing the Salve connection to it as well. Great to have your insights. Hope you guys stay safe, enjoy the game, and we'll talk to you all again soon. Andrew Pezzelli here, once again reminding you not to bet on it. We picked today's game for fun, not for money. Don't get flagged for betting on the big game. Putting something at risk to win something on an amateur or pro sporting event is an NCAA sports wagering violation and risks your eligibility. This includes participation in Super Bowl squares, paid fantasy leagues, online bets, prop bets, parlay bets, and more. Secondly, given the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, it still isn't safe for us to gather in large groups for the traditional Super Bowl parties I all know we miss. Be mindful of the guidance and restrictions in your local area from health officials and the university. Remember to wear your mask, keep your distance, and we can have a healthy and happy Super Bowl Sunday. Stay safe, everyone.